Hello my dear student. In today's science class, we will discuss about a new chapter. The name of the chapter is chapter number 11, Air and Water. Then let's start. The learning objectives are first air and atmosphere. Next, properties of air. Next, layers of the atmosphere. Next, components of air. Next, water, impurities of waters. Next, separating soluble impurities and separating insoluble impurities. Clear? Then let's start our today's topic. First, air. We all are familiar with air. It presents everywhere around us. We cannot see it, but we can feel it. Next, we can feel the presence of air when our hanging clothes are moving, the leaves of the trees are rustles. All these things feels us that air are present around us. Clear, children? Our next topic, air and atmosphere. First, the planet Earth is surrounded by a thick envelope of air called atmosphere. It is a mixture of gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, hydrogen and many other gases like argon, neon, etc. We would not be able to live on the earth without atmosphere. It protects us from the harmful ultraviolet radiation of the sun by absorbing them. Next, the oxygen in the atmosphere help us to breathe and survive. Plants utilize carbon dioxide in the air to prepare their food. Okay, children? Our third topic is properties of air. Air is colorless, due to which we cannot be seen air. Next, it's also tasteless and colorless and odorless. Next, air occupies space. This birthday balloon is the example of that air occupies space. Right, children? This can be easily observed when we blow air in a balloon. Next, air has weight. It also can be observed by this inflated balloon and this deflated balloon. With the help of this example, we can also prove that air has a weight. Clear? Now, our next topic is layers of the atmosphere. First, there are 5 layers. Okay. The name of the first layer is troposphere. Second layer is stratosphere. Third layer is mesosphere. Fourth layer is thermosphere. And the fifth layer or the outermost layer is known as exosphere. Now first, troposphere. It forms almost half of the atmosphere. All the weather changes take place in this layer. Next, come to stratospheres. Mostly aircraft fly. It means aeroplane, helicopters, all are fly in this layer because this layer is quite stable. Next, it is important. This layer is also important because it contains ozone gas, and it's also form a layer which help us from the ultraviolet radiation which are coming from the sun. This layer absorb all the harmful ultraviolet rays. Come to next, mesosphere. This layer prevents small rocks which are also known as meteoroids from reaching the earth's surface by burning them, because if they come, there will be a great destruction on our earth surface. Next, come to thermosphere. Space shuttles orbits are found in these layers. Next, come to exosphere. It is almost the outermost layer of the atmosphere. It helps in long distance communication like radio, mobiles, all these communications systems are happening in this layer. Clear, children? Now our next topic is components of air. First, nitrogen. It is the most abundant gas and comprises 78% of the Earth's atmosphere. It cannot be taken directly from the atmosphere and utilized by plant and animals. Only bacteria can take it, and the bacteria, those who are present in the soil, they convert this atmospheric nitrogen to usable condition for the plant and animals. Clear? Next, nitrogen does not support burning, but it keeps fire under control. So now you can understood that how nitrogen is helpful. Next, oxygen. It comprises 21% of the Earth's atmosphere. It needed by all living organisms for their survival, and it also necessary for burning. Clear? Next, carbon dioxide. It comprises only 0.03%. It utilized by plant for preparing their food in the process of photosynthesis. Hope this component of air or whole the air portion, whole topic is clear to you all. Now, water. Water, like air, water is also essential for life. It found on the earth as a source like river, underground water, ocean, etc. Impurities in water. It is our main topic. Impurities of water. It is very important to consume pure water to stay healthy. Right, children? So, if there impurities are present in the water, then what should we do? First, there are two ways to separate these impurities. Based on the nature of the impurities, they may be classified into two groups. One is soluble and other one is insoluble. Soluble impurities, it means it dissolved in water. So the way of separating this type of impurities are first evaporation and second one is distillation. And in case of insoluble impurities, it means it does not dissolve in water. If the impurities are lighter from the water, they float on the surface of the water. And if the impurities are heavier from water, then they are settled down or set at the bottom of the container. So, in this case, we separate this type of impurities in following two ways. Number one way, sedimentation and decantation, and the second way is filtration. Clear? Now, we are going to know about these two methods. One is evaporation and distillation in detail. Okay. In these two methods, we are separating the soluble impurities. Soluble impurities like salt and sugar. So, first of all, what we do? It is a very simple method. First, we take the impure water in a vessel and heat it. Next, water turns into vapor and impurities are left behind into the vessel. Clear? Now come to distillation. It is carried out in a special apparatus like a round bottom flux, a condenser and a receiving flux. In this process, what happened? First, in distillation, contaminated water means impure water, is heated until it starts boiling. Then boiling water slowly changes into steams, it means vapor, and leaving the impurities in the flax. Okay. The steam then passes through the condenser like this. In this, it passes through the condenser. It is known as condenser. Next, and it cooled. Then it gets cooled with this tap water. Okay. And then it turning back into a liquid water. These steams are turning back into a liquid water. And the clean water, as you see here, the clean water are collected in this receiving flux. Clear? This process is known as distillation. Now, the last topic from this chapter is separation insoluble impurities. Here, the two ways are helpful. One is sedimentation and decantation, and other one is filtration. Now, we are going to know the detailed form of these two ways. First, sedimentation and decantation. As I already stated that if the impurities are lighter, then it is float on the surface of the water, and if the impurities are heavier than water, then it is set on the bottom of the container. So, we follow the sedimentation process from in case of heavier impurities. The settling down of heavy particles at the bottom of the vessel is called sedimentation. When it's settled down, then what we do? Once all the impurities get settled, we pour the clean water at the top of the jar slowly into the another jar. This process is called decantation, and in this way we get the pure water. Now, if the particles of the impurities are too small and unable to separate by these methods, it means sedimentation and decantation, then we follow this filtration method. In this technique, it is a better removal way of small impurities. In this method, impure water is made to pass through a filter paper. The filter paper acts as a sieve, as you already seen in your house that whenever your mother served a hot tea, she used the sieve to separate the tea leaves from the clear tea, right? Act as a sieve and does not allow impurities to pass through it. So, this is our filtration method. Hope this full chapter is clear to you all.